Why are you playing your money?
Come on, move! Come on, get down, you feel again! Run it out! Run it out! Run it out! penalty, yeah, penalty.
It's Heybridge under 18 versus Whittle under 18s here at
It's a difficult one to take today, obviously, because the boys worked really hard. I felt that we tactically set up really well in the first half, had 2 or 3 good chances, eventually got 1-0 up, and we're in a good place. Obviously, the referee's decision is quite a pivotal one. Long ball over the top, our centre-back missed it. The other centre-half come across and made a tackle. Looked like a foul, did look like a foul. Aveley played on and it looked like they were going to score. Ref called it back. It was probably about 60 yards from goal, maybe 50 yards from goal. Ref called it back and Aveley obviously crowded him and said it had to be a red card, and he gave a red card. I've managed in non-league football for a long time now, and a lot of games, and I've not ever seen that given as a red card. Normally you have to be clean through, about to tap it into the goal for it to be red card, last man. We asked the ref and he said no, it wasn't because he was last man, because he wasn't last man, which we knew. It wasn't an obvious goal scoring opportunity, which we knew. He just said it was a reckless challenge and he decided to straight red. But we see this every single week. I love to see the replay, but the game turns on that. We've got to play 50 minutes then with 10 men. We set up into a low block to make it hard for them to break us down and hit them on the counter-attack, and we did it well, and we got ourselves 2-0 up. Unfortunately, we tired, and credit to Aveley, they kept creating overloads out wide. We didn't cope with it very well. I maybe should have freshened it up a little bit sooner, but I didn't, and I think they had a 7-minute period where they scored all 3 goals, 7-8 minute period, and we're really disappointed because we feel as though we did a lot good today and a lot right, and we're 2-0 up away at one of the title contenders. But it's hard to take. It's hard to take when it was just a case of people tiring, people switching off and not doing their jobs, when we'd worked so hard with 10 men for so long, and set up so well in the first half to control the game, and maybe should have been even further in front, to be honest. But we have to learn from it. We obviously have to get a little bit fitter and a little bit more disciplined, because that was a really bad 7 or 8 minutes there that cost us. But there's no shame, and the boys, you know, especially the boys that performed well today, need to know that they did well at one of the title favourites. Played a long time with 10 men and probably should have come away with more. But you know, referee, massive decision. He allowed play to go on initially, and then because they've crowded him, because they felt they were going to score when he blew the whistle, he's decided to go overboard and red card Ryan Henshaw. And then honestly, I'm not saying it affected the result, so I don't want that one when people say excuses because you lost. But I think if I watch the footage back, and I think if any neutral person watches the footage back, he literally didn't give us another decision after that mistake. So he made a mistake. He should have let Aveley go on and scored a goal. He didn't, so then he punished us with a red card, and then he penalised us for the next 50 minutes with pretty much every decision. So it was hard today because we played against more than just Aveley. But we'll learn from it. We'll take the good points from it. We'll learn from it, and we go into the FA Cup next week, and hopefully we'll go in stronger for the experience.